Oh my god, it's just so tiring, and we're wasting all of our time. Welcome to the Transmit Podcast. I'm your host, Spike.
I'm Victor.
And today we're going to talk about the Cybertruck first. I really want to talk about the Cybertruck.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, I have two graphic designers in my life, and one of them sneezing.
Sorry.
I have two graphic designers in my life.
It's the cat, actually.
I'll bet. Hey, listen, I was coughing when you were sweeping earlier, but and both of them have wildly different opinions on the Cybertruck. Our friend Emily.
Cybertruck.
God damn it. Okay, I thought you didn't want to go for the Monday morning zoo routine.
You got it in my head now.
Are you going to be ass crack and I'll be back sack?
No.
Okay. So our friend Emily, she hates, like, so far as to much, I think she also hates Elon Musk more now. Like, she despises the Cybertruck, and you really like it.
The Cybertruck is a pivotal moment in history.
Oh wow!
I think
you should see
cool.
the eyes he's giving me with that.
And I think it's pretty cool that we're here to experience like this, like new
truck history being made.
There's a new paradigm shift happening.
We have shifted our paradigms
in vehicles.
We are leveraging the low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
We are itemizing our deductions. Business terms. Am I doing it right?
Well, yeah. Well, paradigm shift is more like a cultural kind of...
Well, you can do that in a company.
Societal thing.
Right.
A societal event, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. The
event.
paradigm, yeah, is like the list of priorities for a group.
Or it's just kind of like the unwritten rule of how a certain kind of thing should be, right?
Right, hang on. Define paradigm.
A typical example or pattern of something. A model. Do you want to hear the next one?
Yes.
That was good.
A set of linguistic items that form mutually exclusive choices in particular syntactic roles.
That's not
Do you want to hear the last one?
Okay.
Okay, yes.
In the traditional grammar of Latin, Greek, and other inflected languages, a table of all the inflected forms of a particular verb, noun, or adjective, serving as a model for other words of the same conjugation or declension.
Boy, we have gone off the rails here.
The first definition was
the best. We're 2 minutes in, and we're turning to Siri to define words. We have nothing. Oh my god.
I feel like most of the people listening to this is like, I know what the fuck paradigm means. Just continue.
Just shut the fuck up with this. Stop asking Siri bullshit. What the fuck's wrong with you guys? I don't know what's wrong with us.
But
okay, so this is a bit of a paradigm shift in how they view truck design, I think.
Yeah, so whether you like the look or not, it's going to stick, and it's kind of like the new thing.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a new... I think we've been waiting for this for too long in like the vehicle world. It's already happened in architecture.
Yeah, I've seen that like downtown. If
you're, into architecture maybe like 50, 60 years ago, this Cybertruck thing wouldn't surprise you much because this has been happening in architecture for the past like 50, 60 to maybe 100 years, which is kind of like the modern less is more form follows function kind of style of the way things look. So, and
if you're not into that, your only frame of reference is it looks like it's a throwback to like PS2 days at best.
Yeah. And
so it's weird how like different groups are viewing this. Like people who just play video, like the internet basically, are like Lara Croft's boobs, and everyone else is like, this is either gross or interesting.
Well, because it doesn't look like any other car, and you can't really pinpoint what it looks like. It's kind of hard, and like no one can say, "Oh, that looks like this model car." Because when a new model comes out, they're like, "Oh, that looks kind of like a Porsche or something," or that look.
Yeah, and
people are looking at like, "This looks like a fucking." This looks like
it looks like a mashup of polygons from Halo. I think that's gonna be an option to get it in Halo green.
Or it looks like the DeLorean fucked
an El Camino.
Yeah.
No, what I like. I like how it's grown on me. At first, I was like, "What the fuck?" And now it's like I'm starting to think, it's a truck I could afford, honestly. Mm-hmm. And it's like Elon Musk is making good on his promises to make affordable electric cars.
And it's kind of a bug out car too. Like if you're like a prepper for your doomsday prepper.
Yeah, because he shot it with a 9mm apparently. Mm-hmm. And realistically, if you can shoot with a 9mm, you probably take a 45. Nothing faster than that, though, I don't think, than a 9mm.
Yeah. And I think I went through that whole thing, that kind of that shock, that cognitive dissonance.
Yeah, it's like getting into it's like your mind getting into like a hot tub.
Yeah, I'm like, but I got over it pretty quick because I immediately understood, oh, okay, I think I feel like I know why he's doing this and stuff, and it kind of settled. But for some people, like I remember it only took me like 5 minutes to finally come to terms with it.
Yeah, you were talking about this
other
earlier.
people, it's taken like weeks. So
and now you're starting to see them like, okay, it's like with the Star Wars, the prequels. It took them like a week to go from like, that was great, it was Star Wars in theaters, yes, and then like a few weeks later, everyone's like, that kind of sucked. Phantom Menace was kind of, and so but it's the opposite. Yeah, it's like, this sucked. Fuck this truck. It's a load of bullshit and lies.
So the internet, I don't think the internet is like has hatred for it like they did with Sonic. The Sonic design?
The Sonic design, that was too far in the uncanny valley not to have.
Yeah, so that was incorrect.
Yes.
They were wrong, and they should have fixed that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And the memes for Sonic were more like terrified.
Exactly. These are more like jokes about old graphics.
Yeah, this is like, hey, looks like like a polygonal, like from Cruising USA or something like that, when they didn't have like a high polygon count.
Yeah, it's like there's like 20 polygons there. It's a solid 64-bit graphics card made that.
Yeah, people are saying it functions better and it goes faster because it has a low polygon count.
But honestly, it looks like it has a lot of like design thought into it. Like there are panels everywhere and covers and shit. It looks like he put a lot of thought into design at the very least.
Yeah.
Because he makes that point really well when he shows like 3 different current model trucks, and they all look really similar. Without the brand, you're like, I have no idea what's what.
Yeah. And Elon's not there to be a follower. He's there to lead.
Yeah.
He's strong. He's showing extreme leadership, and he's making an extremely bold statement.
Right.
With the Cybertruck.
I think yeah, from a design perspective, yes, very much so, and it has some really cool options. I think I could have like the mid-tier one would be good for me. Yeah. Honestly, I don't.
Motor.
Yeah. I just don't know. Like, do I need to like get a special like outlet for the house or what?
You can go to the Tesla charging stations.
Yeah, but if I don't live within walking distance of a Tesla charging station, how about then?
What do you mean?
Okay, so suppose I want to charge my car overnight. Is there a way I can take a power cord from my house to the driveway?
I think you can buy like those chargers, right?
Yeah, I don't know like what the deal with that is. Like, do I need to buy like a thing you have to have an electrician show up?
Yeah, and install it or something? Yeah, I don't know.
Like I've seen some cars, it looks like they have a power cord running out to the actually from an apartment. So I don't know.
Yeah, my coworker, she has an electric car, and I don't know, I think it's like a BMW electric or something.
Ooh, those are nice. I drove one of those once when I was working the auto auction.
What's a Golf? Who makes Golf? Let's see. But anyway, she drives one of those and she charges it at work. She connects it.
Oh yeah. Now, does she have like there's like a bunch of different options? Is like a fast charge option, or did you ask her about that?
I didn't ask her.
Okay. Well,
but if you get the mid tier, you get 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds.
Nice.
300 plus miles EPA, right? What does that mean?
Well, 300 miles to the volt.
Drivetrain, dual motor, all-wheel drive.
Well, yeah, you have to have that for like an electric car.
6.5 volt length. I don't know what that.
Me neither.
I think that's the inside of they're calling that the inside of the vehicle.
1 second. What is a volt length?
Here's what I found.
Ah, god damn it.
Volt, I think he's talking about like the inside. It's like I think he's using an architecture term.
Oh, that might be okay.
Autopilot comes standard.
Ooh, autopilot, the thing we can't use in this state at all. Cool. I can't wait for that.
10,000 pounds towing capacity.
Nice.
Adaptive air suspension.
Ooh.
Ground clearance 16 inches.
And presumably in the future, the ability to paint it something other than steel.
They want to make a matte black version.
Oh, I'd love matte black.
Matte black would be
nice.
dope. I personally would get the unfinished steel.
Oh, I'd go for Warthog green. I'd see if they say, hey, can you put like a fake gun turret in the back? The lag. I think it's called a lag. I'm the kind of nerd who knows what they call the machine gun in Halo. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think the Cybertruck is going to be like a pop culture vehicle. Like
I think it will be.
DeLorean.
And if it's good, unlike the DeLorean,
yeah,
because that thing had no
stick around.
Yeah, it had no power.
So it's going to be. Here's my prediction. It's going to be in like some sci-fi movies.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They're going to do a remake of Back to the Future and use that.
Oh, that'd be phenomenal.
Instead of the DeLorean. And it's going to be in rap music videos. Rappers are going to buy it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And maybe some like UFC fighters might have it. I don't know.
God, you're only picking douchey people. What about me? I want one. Jesus. Only roided out, arrogant dipshits are going to get this vehicle.
And yeah, they're going to rap on the hood of that.
Elon Musk with some shit.
Yeah, he might be in the music video. I don't know.
Realistically, I don't know. His flows aren't really that good when he's presenting his own damn product.
True.
But
he's not a very good public speaker.
I like that. Like he was planning on the glass for that, like really holding up a lot better.
Yeah.
Wait, what was his excuse for why it didn't work?
Well, apparently they were throwing that metal ball at it.
Oh, before.
Like,
that'll
do it. They
rolled
it on the stage.
That'll do it.
And they said they threw it at like 50 times or something like that.
Well, I mean, realistically, yeah.
And the theory is that like
you develop microfractures.
Yeah, and it kind of cracked the integrity.
Well, yeah, a lot of glass like that is under tension at all times. That's why like certain like glass on like the side of buildings will just suddenly crack like they've been shot and just explode.
Yeah.
Because they're under tension, but there's also an imperfection in there.
Yeah.
And there's no way to test for that without breaking it.
Yeah, and so it just happened to break at the exact wrong time.
Well, that was the straw that broke the glass camel's back.
Yeah. And then they threw it in another window.
Both of them broke.
That one broke.
Okay, I promise this. Really, I would have loved it if he just freaked out. I was like, no, fuck this shit.
I know. What if he was like, all right, throw it in another window.
Another fucking it's a smash.
It's like,
shit.
all right.
Turn it around.
No one's going to be throwing metal balls, but you know what people are going to be throwing? They're going to be throwing rocks, right?
Get a rock.
Throw
it. It takes them like an extra 5 minutes. It's like, well, we're kind of downtown LA. There's not a lot of rocks around. Just go. Run until you find one.
Or like he punches it. It's like, all right.
That's his last one after the rock. No.
My fist won't go through.
Right through. The whole thing explodes out. I'm not even cut. What the fuck?
He pulls out. It's all bloody. That would have been a good comedy skit right there.
That would have been great. Let's see, the SNL's going to do that in a minute. Don't worry about it.
Cybertruck, I think everyone who thinks it looks weird, who's talking about it looking weird right now, they're all going to walk back, including Emily.
Oh, yeah. She's going to walk in a month.
Friend X, who's a graphic designer.
Oh, yeah. She's going to be at her next get-together, and she's like, no, listen. I love the Tesla, the Cybertruck. I don't know what we're going to say. Like, no, you hated that like a week ago. No, I don't know what you're talking about.
She says that whenever she sees a Tesla, she thinks of like Elon smoking the iconic Elon smoking.
The weed thing.
Where he's going.
He's got that weird look, that eyebrow, like he's thinking about something in like the douchiest way possible.
I can't do it.
No one can. Only Elon can do that, and that's the beauty of like screen cap is that frame was like a microsecond.
Yeah, I know.
He was like going like, this is good stuff.
And the person who was like screen cap, they were probably using the up and down arrows.
Yeah,
just to find the most animated,
the
height of that emotion.
And he went back and forth probably between two frames.
Yeah, it's like which one is it bigger?
Which one? He probably brought his friends over. What do you think? One or two? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1, 2, 1, 2.
It's like, yeah, it looks like his frown is a little bit bigger on 2, so maybe you want to go with that one.
Yeah, but Emily was sitting there. She like posted it's like Elon Musk is not fucking Tony Stark. His satellites are doing some bullshit. I'm like, oh my god, it's like how.
Well, it's hard to live up to like a fictional.
Yeah, to a super genius who can who makes an arc reactor for his chest to keep himself alive, and then ends world war over the world.
Here's the thing though about Tony Stark.
Yeah, so, he's an alcoholic.
Yeah, he might be loosely based on Leonardo da Vinci.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Leonardo da Vinci was an artist, as we know.
Yeah,
architect, sculptor, and an arms dealer. And a weapon designer.
That's true. He did he designed them.
And he designed weapons, and he was one of the first people to do like an overhead map. Like people wanted to back in the day, they kind of drew maps at like an angle.
Yeah,
so like it looked kind of like you're looking up at a hill, kind of fake 3D. But he was the first one to do like a complete plan view.
Ooh.
Of like a city, and he'd like walk around like cities and stuff, and like take like precise measurements so it can draw like a perfect bird's eye view.
The sort of thing you can do when someone's footing the bill for your bullshit projects.
Yeah. So
this is what I'm hoping to have this podcast turn into.
So like he's one of the first. Imagine like that, like someone's like draw a map and it's like perfectly like top view. Like imagine someone looking at that and being like, what the fuck is this? It's like, yeah, it's a perfect top view.
Like what?
What?
At first,
yeah, imagine we shrunk down the city to like a piece of paper. Like, what?
Yeah, it's like
there's no perspective.
None whatsoever. It's
you boil it down to like a simple kind of line art.
It's something we take for granted with everything really. Like every map in a video game, every map we look at is that sounds better right there. It's the top down view, and we're just so used to that now as just being the mode in which you look at it that we couldn't imagine like having a picture drawn from the side, like, oh yeah, just go up that hill and then look at this next page to look at the valley.
It was kind of like Streets of Rage style 3D. You know, that's how maps used to look like.
Yeah,
Streets
definitely.
of Rage, that fake 3D. I wonder if there was like people that were pissed off at the first map. Leonardo da Vinci was like, fuck that map. It's ugly.
It's like Elon Musk when he first comes out with that. It's like, no, this shit is bullshit. This is not going to go anywhere. Fuck Leonardo.
So as much as a genius as Leonardo da Vinci was, he was also really, I guess this personality type only appears like once every 1,000 years or so.
1,000 years, Jesus. Well, there's like
because he was also not like he wasn't like Isaac Newton.
Yeah.
Who kind of like was kind of maybe not very good at like talking to people. He wasn't very charismatic. He had low charisma, and so Albert Einstein was really smart.
Yeah.
But like he was like. He would get lost, and he didn't
right.
know how to tie his shoes.
He was good at certain things.
Yeah, he had really good spatial awareness to like do like theory of relativity.
Yeah,
but like he wasn't really good with social skills or something. But not Leonardo da Vinci. He was actually really charismatic, really like fun to hang out at parties. He was like the life of the party, really cool, kind of like Tony Stark.
That makes sense.
So Tony Stark is maybe loosely based after like someone who's a genius, but also kind of like really cool. And currently, no one exists in our world that is like that. Not even.
Yeah, Elon Musk is a little jittery. Yeah.
Yeah, Elon Musk doesn't have really good speaking. He's kind of nerdy. He thinks he's kind of like cool sometimes. He tries to be cool, but
he's got the money to buy a sweet leather jacket. So.
But he's not really like super charismatic. And
true.
You look at him and you're like, oh, that guy's smart. You look at Tony Stark. It's almost like
that's a smart guy women would sleep with.
Yeah, it's hidden how much of an engineer.
He doesn't need to like offer them a check.
Yeah.
Like Tony Stark, he just woos women.
Yeah.
And at no point do like any of the women are like, so when do I get the money? That's the kind of guy Tony Stark is. Like Elon Musk is the kind of guy who's like, I own the biggest yacht in this hemisphere, right? Like, oh, let's do sex.
And Elon Musk will like post stuff and he'll try to be cool. Like he's almost there.
He's close. He's so close to being cool.
But like he's not quite like socially, like there yet,
True. Well,
kind of like us.
I'm willing. God damn it! Your stark appreciation of my status in life is a little hurtful.
Imagine having like low charisma and low social skills, and also being like
an idiot.
Yeah,
that's called my life.
But that's what I think. That's what Emily meant by he's not Tony Stark. And plus, like the technology, like isn't really there. Like the stuff that he's figured out,
it's pretty cool.
He's able to land rockets back on like a like a
boat launcher. But remember, he was paid by the government to like develop that. He's not just investing all his money. He was a subcontractor, which is great.
For NASA,
yeah, it was great, and that is not a knock on the man. But yeah, he is using like the stuff he developed through government contracts to make this. And I'm glad he is, because we need a space program in this country.
Yeah, rockets were meant for like one-time use when they started, and that like carried all from the 60s to the 70s, the 80s to the 90s, and even part of the 2000s.
Even the shuttle program, like we really only reuse like the shuttle part. Like we need a big tube with that we can't reuse.
And the rockets always land in the water, and then they have to go fish them out. And they're like, all right, these are done. But Elon Musk designed the rocket that can land itself.
Like, what?
So almost kind of like the way Iron Man does, right? So he's
exactly.
So he is kind of like the closest thing, I guess, that we do have to Tony Stark. But when he builds that like suit, the Iron Man suit, then I think we can say he's full Tony Stark. And if he goes to like a class to kind of work on his public speaking skills,
then it'll be phenomenal. He has to go to like an improv class and an acting class.
Work on charisma.
He's a couple of classes away from like being like the whole package.
Yeah.
Like as long as he's still like relatively young,
yeah,
he's gonna pull down like way more pussy. It's gonna be awesome. I want to live vicariously through him when he takes an improv class.
Just needs an Iron Man suit and an improv class, and we're there.
Wow,
we're there. But then he needs like the supervillain, right?
Oh yeah, okay.
We kind of already have terrorists.
Yeah, we have terrorists. There you go. See,
he'll just go fly to like Afghanistan. And
yeah, that was the first movie. He's like he just went to Afghanistan. He didn't need an evil super scientist for the first like 2 acts. Yeah. Honestly,
just go shoot some terrorists.
Just shoot some terries.
But yeah, that's the Cybertruck. He gets to be part of that legacy.
So let me see. I saw the final Slayer show in L.A. recently.
Okay,
that was a blast. I prefer Primus, and they were playing right before them, and that was a ton of fun because they got this really deep, chunky like bass guitar, and I really like that. In concert, you can like feel it in your chest. Slayer is more like lead guitar and a little drummy.
Yeah, Les Claypool.
Yeah, Les Claypool is phenomenal, and
I saw them live too at the at one of the colleges. Was it UCSD? I think.
Wait, were you at the same show? Did they play that? Like that was the thing I was going to talk about. Is like when you get Primus in concert, you're either getting like some of their greatest hits with some kind of like variation, which is really cool in concert, or you might get like that whimsical like storybook. Oh, you were there for that. Yeah, that storybook style like album they have where they show like old like fairy imagery while they play.
Oh, maybe. Were we there? Was it Luciano there?
I think maybe. Yeah, I went there with my friends, and I think you went to the same one. Hey, wait, did you go to the same Sam? Did you go to that Primus concert that I went to? Okay, maybe.
This was like a long time ago.
Oh, a long time ago. Oh, this is more recently with mine.
Gogol Bordello opened for them. You know who Gogol Bordello is?
Yeah, I have a couple of their songs.
Yeah.
They were hot for like a quarter second.
Yeah. They did gypsy punk.
Yep.
Gypsy rock. Sounds very circusy.
Yeah, they were one of their songs was in like a motocross game.
Yeah, but I saw I saw Primus live. They're pretty cool.
They're really good in concert. It's great.
And I prefer them over Slayer. I'm not a big metal fan.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And Slayer's a different kind of metal because now there's like gent metal, which is like way chunkier in the bass guitar. Like they have this thing called the gent stick, which is like basically just it's like a piece of wood you get from like a hardware store that's like 4 feet long, and it's got just enough circuitry to make some noise, and it's just the deepest like or the thickest string on a bass guitar, and you can play a lot of gent songs just on that.
Is it just one string?
Yeah, they call it the gent stick.
Whoa!
So look it up, and but other gent bands will use the whole bass guitar. They're more like the Native Americans. They use all the parts.
Well, that's really interesting.
Of the bass guitar.
Rock and roll, it's got a lot to compete with.
Yeah, so they have
synthesizers.
They have to keep
pop,
moving up. No, but I was next to the mosh pit, and basically I got pushed in once by my friend, who didn't know that my left foot was dry and my right foot was in a puddle of beer. So when he shoved me into the mosh pit, I did the splits and kind of pulled my groin a little bit.
So you entered the mosh
and they were
pit.
doing a continuous like circle mosh.
Yeah.
And so I got knocked back and then spun around on the ground until somebody picked me up with one arm because I'm still kind of a little dude.
Okay, so you got knocked back while you were in the splits, or did you
kind of
get up to your feet?
No, I never got up to my feet. Like I started to like kind of shift my weight, like because I couldn't get out of the splits without hurting myself.
I can just imagine I'm in a mosh pit, and I look to my right or look to my left, and I see someone just enter during the splits, like fabulous. They must have thought like you're just like,
oh god, no one knew what
come in. You're like fabulous.
Yeah, seriously, it hurt, and then I got knocked back, and then I got spun around, and basically he thought it was hilarious, and I'm sitting there like holding like my groin because I almost pulled it out of place. I hadn't stretched it all that day, so basically you go from zero stretching to almost doing the splits. And during the Primus part, there was this old guy with a ZZ Top beard who was like mad dogging people.
Oh yeah, I can tell you. Tell me
and like the larger, like if you're standing next to the mosh pit doing the circle mosh, you want to stand behind like a big beefy dude. And even he was sitting there like, that guy's weird because he was tall and kind of skinny. He looked like he was in his like late 50s. And and he was like just eyeing and mad dogging people, and I was kind of high still, because I took a big hit off a bong before I got driven up. I didn't drive myself up there. I got driven up there, and then on the walk in, we finished off a joint. And so I'm sitting there pretty baked, and this guy starts like staring at people, and then he makes eye contact with me, and he thinks I'm like challenging him, I bet.
So you're not...
I'm just kind of half there, like, what's this guy's... you're
not understanding social cues right now.
Yeah, this was a sativa, so I was more in my head.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting there like that's when I do like people watching when I'm not high in a mosh pit. I'll do like intense people watching where I'm like wondering, where does this guy work in his day-to-day life? This guy with like weird tattoos and a Viking style hairdo, and I'm like, does he work at like a law office? There's no way he works at a law office. He probably works at like a GameStop or something. Or what's up with that?
I think he might be like
the back area at a grocery store.
Might be a cook.
Cook. That's a good one. Something that doesn't involve you like interface. Like, hello, sir. May I take your order now?
Could be a tattoo artist. He could work in the music business.
Yep.
Maybe Hot Topic.
But I'm applying this when this guy who might be a little unhinged during the Primus set is like doing that. He starts doing
warehouse worker.
Warehouse. There we go. He does that thing where he like waves. I think he's waving me over, and I look back and I'm like, and there's no one like looking directly at him. Like he's doing it to me, and I'm just like, I'm not entirely sure how to react to this because I like the music and I'm really thinking about shit, but I'm not ready for this social interaction.
Yeah.
He comes at me like with both arms once, like the forearms, like he sticks the upper part of his arm straight out and cross, and like his forearms are like one over the other. He tries to mosh me a little bit, but I kind of just push him away. And it's like I just didn't put any like what's up into it.
So it came to you.
He came to me. I was at the side of the mosh pit.
So like it's weird. Like
no, but
when you're people watching, usually as soon as someone makes eye contact, your natural instinct is kind of look away. That's what I do.
Yeah, but I did not. I was like
because you were like high on sativa and like it almost probably felt like a dream state where like
yep.
Well, it didn't feel so much like another human being as like a character you created in your mind.
Yeah, it's like
in a dream.
I'm not thinking about his emotionality at all. I'm thinking about his like backstory.
Yeah,
and
you just kind of got caught up in this moment.
Yeah, and
he's reading something completely different from
like
you.
There's this deep ka-chunk music playing that I really like, and so that's like radiating through me. And then I noticed like the big beefy dude I stood behind, his girlfriend was like, that guy's weird. He's like, the guy with the beard. I like panned on the beard, and she's like, yeah, that dude's so fucking weird.
And then he's watching all this happen.
Yeah, I'm like, oh.
He's like, he's doing the fucking beard motion.
Yeah, he's
talking about me.
I'm like, so yeah, I don't know. He might have.
This is how I'm miming him now.
He's miming the move. It's like think of like I Dream of Jeannie where they do the and then I don't think any of our audience would know what I Dream of Jeannie is. I don't even know if that's I Dream. No, I Dream of Jeannie is the does she do? No, that's the witch thing is where she wiggles her nose.
I think you're thinking of I Dream of Jeannie.
I Dream of Jeannie. Okay.
Or Sabrina.
Sabrina never did that. She had a talking cat.
Bewitched?
Bewitched, yeah.
All right.
So yeah, so when she's done slapping her arms down on her elbows, it's kind of like that. I don't know. That was weird. Like there's always like a bunch of weirdos there, which I love watching.
So he comes up to you and he pushes you.
He gives me some push.
What does he do anything after that, or is that?
No, I think the end. That was just towards the end of Primus' set. He took off.
Okay.
Like I never saw him again. Like I think he was there for Primus.
Maybe he got kicked out.
Maybe he might have gotten kicked out. He was acting weird, but then Slayer showed up, and then the moshing really got picked up. And someone tried to then another dude, one of my other friends, tried to push me out into the mosh pit again, but. Luckily, I'm a trained martial artist, and I'm not even joking when I say I just kind of did some footwork, slid around him, and pulled his arm to pull him past me and pull myself back into the regular crowd. I was so proud of myself right then, because it just kind of came to me naturally, and I didn't get moshed to shit. Because you see, when they kept doing the circle mosh, it wasn't like everyone running into each other one, and but they were still running into each other and plowing into the crowd.
Well, when you're standing at the outskirts of the mosh pit.
Just the edge. I really like that area.
At the edge of the mosh pit, you're in the zone of being kind of pulled in.
Yeah.
You're in the danger zone.
You're in the danger zone.
And it's not uncommon for someone to try to pull those people in.
It is not.
For some reason, everyone who's in a mosh pit was like, they like getting other people to join into the mosh
pit. They do,
and nearby.
And listen, if you fall down, people will pick you up. It's not like that you fall down and then they all like, yeah, stop the motherfucker. It's actually they're very conscientious of that, which is nice.
Yeah,
I've never seen a mosh pit where someone fell down and then they got trampled.
So I like to be at the wall.
Oh yeah, at
my
the back
up against the wall.
Oh,
no one's behind me.
One of the first concerts I went to, I was there. It was at the House of Blues.
Oh, House of Blues.
I forget what the band was. It might be the Butcher Babies. But some guy like got tripped up and plowed right into my right knee, and then drove my right knee into my left knee, and I had like a bone bruise in my knee.
Oh damn!
So I was hurt for like days. So it's a dangerous place when people like 150-pound dudes are just flying around.
This when you were leaning against the walls?
Yeah, I was leaning against like on the bars right in front of the sound guy.
Oh.
So where Luciano would sit, basically.
Yeah, I like to go to the very back.
That's a good place. That's a really good place. General admission is a good spot.
Once I was at Soma, there was this band. I forgot what they were, but that's generally. I think we saw like 5 or 6 different bands.
No, when it's metal band, that's the only way they can finance it. Is they need like 5 or 6 bands, and the tickets are like $20.
Yeah, it was like 5 or 6 bands.
It's super sad, given like the skill. Like I know they're skilled musicians; they're just playing a genre of music that people don't.
Very popular.
Not very popular.
But people are very like into it.
Yeah,
very supportive of it. But I remember. And that's how it works. Like the first band, not very much moshing, people just kind of pushing each other around. Then the next band,
more,
a little bit more.
The headliner's the one where everyone really puts it all in there.
Yeah, I remember when the headliner came up. The band that was on before them, like the mosh pit at the Soma, it got huge. It got
nice.
Big.
Oh, you were you were in the big venue.
Yeah,
okay.
and I'm standing against the wall, and I'm like, dang, that's pretty big. It still didn't get to me.
Yeah,
but this guy goes up. And like he's encouraging mosh pits. He's like,
oh yeah.
He's like, I felt like he was talking to me.
Like, don't be a pussy.
I want this whole fucking venue to be one giant fucking mosh pit. And then he's like, and all of you standing against the wall, all you motherfuckers.
Well, you're sitting there like,
get in here.
You're sitting there like, I have a bum knee, man. Like,
I want everybody in this fucking mosh pit, all you fucking pussies.
I just picture him pointing at it. I just
get in this fucking mosh pit for this next song.
I just picture him yelling at it like a Afghanistan veteran with a metal leg. You fucking pussies! I got one hook arm and one metal leg.
I know.
His wife's there, like supporting him in his love of his music. It's like they're just looking at each other like, what the fuck? You a pussy. You think your metal leg of secrets excludes you from being a badass? Like,
and then that almost got me into it, but like a few people kind of fell for it, but it still didn't get.
You got to wait for like a good circle mosh.
Yeah.
Because that's the safest one. You're just gonna run in a circle. The one there was a circle mosh, but they kept like just jostling into each other.
I remember I did get into a mosh pit for a band called what were they? Oh, the Irish one.
I've never heard
Flogging
of
Molly.
Oh, Flogging Molly. They had a mosh pit? They don't seem like a mosh pit band.
Yeah, they had a mosh. I was at Coachella and
you went to Coachella?
Yeah, Serge Tankian opened for them, and there was some like kind of like System of a Down, right?
Oh yeah.
There's some System of a Down fans. They're like wanting to like mosh pit.
Oh, okay, there we
mosh,
go.
But
it's Irish drinking rock.
But Serge Tankian's music isn't very moshy.
Yeah.
So people were just kind of like getting angsty for moshing.
For some mosh, yeah.
And then Flogging Molly came up, and it wasn't like a big mosh pit, but there was one that was there.
It's
and
a little.
Luciano got me into it. I was like, "Fuck, fine, I'll mosh to Flogging Molly."
It's one of the safer bands you can mosh to, but still also mosh to.
The lenses of one of my glasses fell out.
Oh.
So I was like, "Fuck, well, it's gone forever." And it was a pretty big grass field.
Yeah.
But I was able to like actually using a method of scanning the ground. I was actually able to find it. And like I was there for hours looking for it.
Yeah, at a certain point you might have wasted time.
I'm pretty proud that I actually found it.
You should be proud you found it, but also you should realize you probably wasted a bunch of time trying to find that shit.
It was really scratched up, and I was getting kind of nervous because about like a half hour, an hour after that, they started having the ladies come out and cleaning up.
Ooh, that's a dangerous time for that.
Yeah, so I was like, oh shit. But I was able to find that. So I'll probably never do a mosh pit again.
That's probably for the best. Like, since I almost injured myself at the last time, I understand why. Like, I may not. I may... Yeah. I never did a mosh. Actually, I've done like a couple of moshes, like the circle mosh one, and also to get to like the front of the mosh pit to see the band.
Yeah. So another thing that was funny about that was he was trying to play like Irish and Scottish people against each other, but it was like
some weird racism.
It was in Coachella.
Yeah, it's like that's a place where you don't have like all that racism. I think
it's like, I want everybody to get what he had in Irish. It was like, I want everybody to get into the mosh pits. Even you with the Scottish flag.
It's like, what the
fuck? like who has a fucking Scottish flag?
Seriously, what the fuck?
We're all like California like people. We don't care about your like Irish Scottish rivalry.
Yeah, if there's something that's farthest away from us, it's that shit.
And you bring it up like even Scotchmen can enjoy this music. I'm like, what? No one is getting your humor.
Yeah, we don't care, man. You are about one hemisphere off from that shit, man. Holy shit.
It's like, I know we may be an Irish band and blah blah blah, and come up with like Irish like stereotypes that we don't know.
Yeah, right.
But we're not that kind of Irish.
It's like we eat haggis, sure, but we also enjoy other cultures. It's like, what the fuck are you talking? Just play music.
Like he's used to like doing these shows in Ireland and stuff, and everyone getting it and stuff, and everyone being drunk.
Yeah, just talk about weed and avocados. You'll be fine, man.
But I was like, I think most of the people were like white, like American bro dudes or Mexican.
Right. Yeah.
In that crowd.
They're sitting there like, no, talk about MS-13 or something like that. Come on.
Yeah. Anyway.
Just trash border security. You'll be fine. All right. Listen, I think this is good. We've gone on for 36 minutes. Holy shit. All right. So.
Super Awesome Showdown podcast.
Super Awesome Showdown podcast.
We'll come back to Super Awesome Showdown. We're working up to it.
Yeah, we're like next month.
No, in January.
January. Oh yeah, month after. Yeah, sorry, it's still November.
But maybe we'll get some other people on the show.
Oh, that'd be great.
Get some viewpoints and some new topics that other people have more expertise in than we do.
Which is nothing.
We have very little expertise.
Very little expertise.
We just talk about shit we know, but maybe we can get some more experts.
Oh, that'd be great. We gotta get Manda back here. I gotta figure out a way to like cajole her into this. All right. So that being said, thank you for listening to the Transmit Podcast, a Super Awesome Showdown offshoot. I'm Spike.
I'm Victor.
We'll see you next time.
See ya. Yeah.